Is it possible that Star Wars and Lucasfilm was about to further damage Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano? Or could they actually make things better? And why exactly are we talking about this? I'm about to tell you. Hey everybody, welcome back to Echo Base Network, or welcome to Echo Base Network if you are new here, your home of Star Wars news and updates in a truly balanced fashion. You can come to our live stream and even see the polls where 50% of the people are really enjoying Ahsoka and 50% of the people hate Ahsoka. This channel is ran by two best friends, and we don't agree on everything either, but your opinion is welcome, so thank you. So why are we talking about Luke and Ahsoka? As you guys remember in the Book of Boba Fett episode 6, I know a lot of us are trying to forget the Book of Boba Fett. In that episode, we got to see Ahsoka on screen with Luke for the very first time ever. And this report comes out saying fans losing hope in Star Wars as controversial clip resurfaces online. So let's see what the article's saying, and then we'll be right back to give our own thoughts and analysis. Both Ahsoka and fans' responses to her go back to her cameo in the Book of Boba Fett, another Mandalorian spinoff. In that series, fans get to see Ahsoka interact with Luke Skywalker for the very first time, featuring a CGI de-aged Mark Hamill. Even before the current Hollywood strikes, there were discussions around the use of CGI and AI technology to recreate actors in their younger years rather than casting a similar-looking actor to portray them instead. In Episode 6 of the Book of Boba Fett, Lucasfilm decided to use actor Scott Lang to portray Luke, then using a CGI mask over his face to make him look more like Mark Hamill. This was controversial at the time because many fans argued that Lang looked similar enough to a young Mark Hamill that he didn't need to be deepfaked. On top of that, the studio used AI software to recreate Hamill's voice, rather than asking the star to reprise his role in any capacity. The combination led to a weird, strained interaction between Luke and Ahsoka, and the scene is once again being criticized online. In a post shared on Twitter, Jenny Nicholson shares the clip with the caption, "This scene of glowy CGI Luke Skywalker and unweathered cosplay Ahsoka, looking like they're in two different environments, woodenly discussing Baby Yoda and name-dropping the Mandalorian sums up the current direction of the brand to me." When watching the video, there's definitely something unnatural about Luke's movements and the slight delay between his speech and his mouth movements, while his voice seems to be out of place next to Ahsoka's more natural tone. Other users point out that it also remains so wild that they got AI synthesizer to deliver a bad performance when they could have gotten noted voice actor Mark Hamill to deliver a good performance. Hamill has continued to find fame and success with his voice acting work as the Joker in several Batman and DC animated projects. While initial reactions were excited to finally see two fan-favorite characters together on screen for the first time, it's now earned criticism and contempt from an audience that wants to see better quality from one of the best studios in the world. Another Twitter user says, "Can we go back to using different actors for different characters in different times of their life?" Other comments blasted the quality, with "He Who Smoketh" stating, "This feels like a Disney ride more than Star Wars. Also, the old Star Wars ride at Disney was better than this." Star Wars seems to be following the path that Marvel has laid with Disney Plus, creating an ever-growing, interconnected universe that spans across films and television streaming shows. However, it also seems to be following Marvel's disappointing decline in terms of quality content and special effects. Although the clip isn't from the new series, it marks a concerning trend in the film industry and is an indicator of what fans might expect from Disney and Lucasfilm projects going forward. And I'm very glad that this resurfaced online and that we're talking about this clip again, because there is definitely a chance that we're going to get a Luke Skywalker appearance in the Ahsoka show. I am of the opinion, and many of you are of the opinion, that it just doesn't make sense for Ahsoka to be in a setting that's 5 years post Return of the Jedi, when the New Republic is starting out and changing everything and getting their grip on the galaxy and sharing their democratic ideals across the galaxy. And that we don't see Han, Luke, and Leia anywhere around. It just doesn't make sense that the heroes of the rebellion aren't around in any capacity. They did just give us Mon Mothma in the last episode. Maybe we're going to be getting Luke and Leia in the near future. Because if they don't give us Luke and Leia in this show, in the Ahsoka series that is New Republic heavy, to me, that is a great loss. I think it's an indication that Star Wars is in a terrible place. I don't care how much money it cost them to get Luke and Leia right. You put them in this show because they deserve to be there. Many Star Wars fans like myself are tired of sitting there watching and anticipating when are they going to show Luke and Leia in the New Republic as we know it. It just doesn't make sense. If we get Luke and Leia, especially Luke, interacting with Ahsoka in this show, maybe even going on a mission together. I love the fact that in the Book of Boba Fett episode, Ahsoka told Mando when he was looking for Baby Yoda or Grogu, there is no safer place in the galaxy than for Grogu to be here with Master Luke. Well, that says something. Hopefully Dave Filoni didn't conveniently forget that they said that, and that we're going to get that Luke Skywalker in this Ahsoka series at some point. It's almost like they're just trying to pretend that those characters of old never happened. And that is a real issue with many Star Wars fans. Another thing that we need to see, Hayden Christensen's Force Ghost having a conversation with Ahsoka. The first time that Luke and Ahsoka meet and talk, I would have loved to have seen that, but they didn't give us that. They skipped right over it in the Book of Boba Fett, which I think was a great loss. Could you give us that in a flashback scene? Could you give us the moment where Luke and Ahsoka meet and then Anakin's Force Ghost shows up, just comes into being right there with them to talk to both of them? How awesome would that be? As a matter of fact, I would have to say, if they do that right, that could be one of the most powerful moments in the history of the franchise, if they do that correctly. But there I go again, giving Lucasfilm great ideas that they just conveniently don't listen to because, as you know, they don't have a track record of listening to the fans that want to see, things that make sense to us that would definitely, fulfill us. I want to know what you would like to see in Ahsoka. I would like to know what you need to see for this series to be good or better or saved or whatever. What can Lucasfilm do in this series to make things right? That's what I want to hear from you guys in the comments. I greatly look forward to it. As we always say here, you are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you. And I'll see you guys on the next one.